So this question looks like it's going to be a translate word problem question. We do have this equation provided here with Q, N, and V. So there might be another strategy that pops up here that may be useful, but for now, I'm going to just make sure I'm reading this very actively, not reading it from top to bottom, but making sure to stop at the end of each sentence to make sure I understood what I read and to definitely write down any quantitative information. So the question says, the dynamic pressure Q, okay, so we know Q is pressure, generated by a fluid moving with velocity V can be found using the formula above, where N is the constant density of the fluid. Okay, so we understand what each of these are. So N is density, V is velocity, and Q is pressure. An aeronautical, in fact, let me just write that down. Q equals pressure, V equals velocity, and N equals density. Okay, an aeronautical engineer uses the formula to find the dynamic pressure of a fluid moving with velocity v and the same fluid moving with velocity 1.5 v. Okay, so we have two different fluids, right? So one, we just have v, but fluid two, we have 1.5 v. What is the ratio of the dynamic pressure of the faster fluid? So ratio on this test automatically means fraction. We're never going to use the colon form of ratio, right? So the ratio of the dynamic pressure of the faster fluid, so that means the numerator is the faster fluid, so that pressure would be 1/2 N, but instead of V, right, it's going to be 1.5 V squared. To the slower fluid, well, the slower fluid is going to be our regular pressure formula, so 1/2 N V squared. So that's all I'm doing here. So how do I simplify the numerator? Well, the 1/2 is still there, the N is still there, but 1.5 squared, well, that's 2.25 V squared, versus the bottom here, I just have, again, my 1/2 N V squared. And we can see here that when I do the ratio or the fraction, 1/2 crosses out 1/2, N crosses out N, V squared crosses out V squared. So what I'm left with is 2.25. So the ratio is equal to 2.25, and that is your answer.